Friday. How you doing, Alpha?
I'm doing good. Had a little technical difficulties, but I'm good now. I hope I don't encounter any more, but yeah.
Dude, this whole week has been one long technical difficulty. And yeah, I feel you. And that's kind of why we have the topic tonight, which is
technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's all screwed up. Tonight's topic is finding serenity in the chaos and the calamity. Because, man, there's been a lot of it all week long. And as you guys noticed, we start out with a different intro. That is because that is a special song made by Sonic Siren Studios. And we're going to play the full version here in just a little bit. But that is going to be our now intro for Freaky Friday. Because it talks about how we are always trying to find that calm, find that peace within the chaos. And it's everywhere. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. And so that's what we do every Friday is we try to deal with the chaos, to try to find the brighter side of life. We try to keep you educated on what's going on in the crypto world and a one-stop shop for everything. So if you haven't already, go check out Sonic Siren Studios because that was made by none other than Mr. Cyril here himself. So yeah, looking forward to that here in a bit where I'll share it with the world, the premiere. But it is going to be our intro and our outro.
There's the link. Just go there.
There's the link. There you go. Perfect. And we'll put it in the chat too, just so you got it there. So let's see what we got hanging with us tonight. Of course, we got, Wild Angel says, hi, everyone. Hi, Wild Angel. So glad it's Friday. Yeah, Friday. It's better than Fur Day, which I used to put.
A lot better.
Love the Fur Day. Hope Giver. Are you there yet? We're here. Yes, we are here. We are a couple minutes late because I had to go deal with something real quick. But yes, we are here. We're live and we're rocking. And of course, they're making fun of me. You just met her too. And Wild Angel says hi. And Khan, welcome back, buddy. Good to have you. I almost tried to say the first name. I almost did. It's like, no.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. So we'll just go Mo or Khan. Either way. I like Khan. Been watching the newest Star Trek one, so yeah, now I've got Khan on the brain. So I don't know, go figure.
Okay.
So yes, interesting week in crypto. Now it's been kind of quiet in a lot of ways, but a lot of things moving in the government field. A lot of things happening. In fact, we just had President Trump signed the Genius Act. That's right. It is up and now legal. So if we talked about the Genius Act a few times, as well as a couple of the other bills. But real quick highlights. What is it? So, only approved issuers can legally offer payment stablecoins in the US. And from there, issuers must follow a very strict reserve, transparency, and anti-money laundering rules. Now, there are three paths to approval. You can go the federal, via agencies like OCC or FDIC. You can go through the state, if the state rules match a federal standard. Or you can do foreign if the issue from country with comparable regulations and registers with US authorities. So it gives some clarity on stable coins. And guys, as we know, whatever we do in the crypto world, we're always taking it back to a stable coin, more or less. I mean, because we're comparing it to dollars or whatever your current currency is. And so stable coins is absolutely the foundational network we need to grow a much better regulated crypto system. So I'm kind of excited about this. What about you, Alpha?
And it's the easiest one to be able to make cross-border payments a reality.
Right.
Now, a lot of other things is kind of like, you don't want to use a token that's constantly fluctuating in value. Okay, some fiats really are, but we're not going to get into that discussion.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms there, buddy.
we don't want to use something like ETH for the cross-border payments. We want something that's more stable, so the stable coin. So it just opens that up on a whole different layer. And I think I saw earlier Base, from Coinbase, they were talking about Base Pay and that being the cross-border payment solution, basically. I was like, okay, cool. They're trying to get up there with like Stripe Pay and all of those things.
Right. And it makes sense. I mean, if you're trying to take crypto to the retail world, they've got to have a direct correlation. If you're trying to go in and buy a TV with crypto, they don't want to have to do the calculation of, okay, well, how much Ethereum is that to buy this TV? They want something, okay, this costs $100. I need 100 USDT. Pretty simple.
Not only that, let's say you're making a big purchase and you're making that big purchase with Ethereum. Now you sell that Ethereum because that's how you get your value out of it. But there's, you lose value when you sell because there's something called slippage. So it's like,
right.
It doesn't make sense at the end of the day. You need something that has a stable value.
Exactly. And that's it. I mean, that's what's going to bring the retail environment into the crypto space and make it usable on both platforms. So I think that's great. Personally, I'm sure everybody in the audience, let us know your thoughts. What do you guys think? And I'm sure we'll have a couple people up here that will share their thoughts, because I know we're going to bring Nexus up here in a little bit, because he's got some information in the crypto world to talk to us about.
Oh,
But
also another thing with that is that because it's a stable coin, it's technically a lot easier to integrate into everything. I know this week I was looking at MasterCard. MasterCard has their multi-token network thing, which is a payment processor that uses stable coins. So it's already there. You muted.
I'm muted. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's the thing. This is what's going to really take crypto to the mainstream retail environment. That's what we've been wanting for years. You know, we're going to start getting rid of the degens, things like that. Hopefully things will get better. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Just pay me in stable coins, Con says. Fair enough. Okay. Wait, we get paid? Man, I'm in the wrong line of work if we're supposed to be getting paid, because, yeah, it ain't working.
Should be getting
Speaking
paid,
of not getting paid, there's been a lot of drama going on in the world, and I want to share this with you guys because I think I owe you guys an apology. Straight up. Because if you remember, last week and over the last 6 months, I have really been saying, hey guys, you need to get into Rainmaker. And I was telling you, hey, what, just over the last 6 months, I was able to make $2,000, which the TGE event what happened on the 23rd. And I'm like, man, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And I've seen this number on their dashboard for months. And they put little things in their Discord from time to time, like, oh, well, it's probably not going to be that exact amount. So I expect some fluctuation. As we know, a TGE event occurs. And it may launch at that price, but quickly you're going to lose, 20, 40%, something like that as people sell. I mean, that's normal. That's what I expected.
The Jacobs.
Sadly, that is not... Yeah, exactly. Sadly, that is not the case. Because what they've done is they've made they didn't launch the coin token. They launched the rain token. And so your coins are now converted into rain. The sad part is the conversion rate depends on your tier. Now, on my dashboard, I'm a wizard. I've staked. I've done everything I possibly can. It is a 24-to-1 exchange ratio. So for every 24 coin, you get 1 rain.
Damn.
So, yeah, as you can see right here, from my coins and you can only withdraw based on your tier a certain percentage per month. So as a wizard, I believe mine was 25% of what I can withdraw, which is 25,000 coins. That turns into 113 rain tokens. Now, the rain tokens are pushing about 30 cents right now. So you start thinking of the math right there. Like, okay, 30 cents at 113 comes to...
$30.
Do what?
$30?
$33.90. Okay, now that's 25% of my entire wallet, which, like I said last week, was $2,000.
Yes, that's 120. That's not even, that's like basic, that's at least like 10% of what the value shows there.
Right.
What
right.
the heck?
Yeah. Exactly. A lot of people in the Discord are freaking. And, it's one of those where I feel there wasn't a lot of transparency. I understand why they're doing it. I can't knock it. I think they've got a good product. I think they've got a good long-term roadmap. But I think the way they dealt with this and introduced this information and had this right here on our app for months and then said, oh, no, that's not a real number. Then why the hell were you showing it to us for months? And guys, a lot of people in Discord are pissed.
Yeah.
They're not angry. They're flat pissed. So here's some of them here that, some of the chat. And I'm not knocking the Rainmaker team. I understand why they do certain things. I think they could have done this better. I think that never should have been on the app because it built up a lot of hope. And a lot of people are talking about that. You didn't communicate anything proper to us, just crumbs of information, not even updated tokenomics. They only gave us a one-to-one information. After that, his $800 became $20. My $2,000 I was expecting is now about $110 over the next 4 months, depending on what the rain token does.
If the price goes down, it's less. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, putting out videos, trying to get people out there and involved in it, and hopefully they were going to make some great paydays. That's what I was looking forward to. That's what I was looking forward to. But I still think I owe you guys a sincere apology and say, hey, I'm sorry. this is what I expected. This is what I was led to believe. Here's the information. And I was wrong. So if anybody feels that I deceived you or anything else, I am sorry. I wish it didn't play out this way. I can tell you, I feel the same way. I feel very deceived, violated, and I'm very, very disappointed with them. And so, as you can see, a lot of people are. Sadly, I don't know what we can do about that. And I'm sure that we're going to have a few people like Nixus and Sire probably going to tell us some ideas of what we could do, or they're going to say, hey, this is what you should have done when you were doing your research on this. But I got to tell you, I read through the white paper. I never saw anything about the rain token, about a conversion ratio. Alpha, I know you did some research on them. Did you ever see any of that information?
I don't recall anything on that. Like, they just like that guy said there, there's supposed to be a 1-to-1. What is this 1-to-24? That makes no sense. What the heck? I mean, 24-to-1. But anyway, like, surely they could have communicated this a month ahead of time. They could have been like, oh, yeah, there's going to be a slight change and you might not get 1-to-1. You could get 24-to-1 or something, but nothing. Because I also don't recall you mentioning anything of that. I haven't seen anything on that, which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, that's clearly peak, what you call it, communication skills.
Right. And here's what's really irritating. You go in the dashboard and you choose your balance to withdraw. Well, if you bought coin tokens through one of their, whether you bought the coins to get more credits or things like that, it has a 1-to-1 ratio coin to rain. But if you earned them, if you ran a validator, you did the work, put in the blood, sweat, and tears, that is where you have a variable conversion rate.
Wow.
So you're actually punished for doing the work. That's how I feel.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I can understand the idea behind it, but the execution and how it's all done, it's ridiculous. Because if people had known this beforehand, they definitely would not have put in that amount of work.
Exactly.
They clearly know that if they had mentioned this, say, 5 months ago, half of the people that are using it probably would have just been like, yeah, no, I'm not touching this anymore. Oh, we can't ban on Kick, eh? He's a scammer. There's a scammer in the comments, if you see it, just ignore it. You are muted.
Thank you. Yes, please ignore them. We'll get them kicked out of there momentarily. So please do not click on anybody's links unless you know them for sure. So, yeah, Wild Angel, I'm with you, girl. Oh my God, I can't believe Rain did that. I know. I mean, I've been talking about this for months. I put out videos, how-tos. I've been promoting him. Sharon's like, hey, this is a great opportunity. We put in a little blood, sweat, and tears, do a little bit of work, get some nice art, and we can make some money on it. Well,
and a lot of their success is owed to that sort of thing.
Right. Very much community-based. Harassed me to play. Yes, I did harass him. I harassed my own family to do it. And this is the rain chart since it launched. I mean, we expect to see a spike. We expect to see this. But it's down to 22 cents per rain right now. So you start doing the math of what it was at $2,000. It was saying on the app just last week. Now we're looking at 24-to-1 conversion rate, and we're watching the rain token price drop. I mean, I don't know if it's going to recover. I really don't. They've got a lot of plans. I listened to a X Space today on them, and they're talking that they've got a lot of plans coming up, a lot of things in the works. But man, I don't know. When you start playing that bait and switch game with the community, good luck trying to bounce back. Because we had enough of that shit in the last cycle. I'm tired of that crap.
There's actually another project that did something similar. So I think, was it last? No, I think it was the week before last week where I mentioned that a certain huge project that took about 600 million, 700 million, up to $1 billion, that made about $1 billion in fees, decided to launch a token. They launched a token, and the chart looks absolutely gorgeous. It's just like straight. That's the only thing the chart is doing. And here's the kicker. Elon, the founder, was like, oh yeah, no, we have plans. We are working on things. We're going to turn this around. While they just sold about 60% of the supply. Insider Wallet sold 25 billion tokens worth 144 million between July 17 and 21st. 5 to 9 days post TGE, the team made 39 million in profit. 40% of the total supply was in the hand of insiders and fully liquid from day one. Now, you see, that's the part that people didn't take note of. Remember, I was like, yeah, I don't suggest getting into it. The reason I say that was because over 60% of the supply was in the hands of them. Basically, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to give 15% towards the public sale and then 18% towards a private sale. So already 18% was in the hand of private investors, 15% going to the community. Guess what the rest of the funds was? Custodied by Pump Fund. Which means they had 60% of the supply from TGE. So they could literally sell off instantly. But yeah, you know, that's the fun.
Right, and hopefully regulation will help solve some of this, because yeah, that's like what Angel's saying, is like bait and switch is actually an illegal marketing tactic. And guys, there are a lot of people in the Discord that are calling that out. It's like, look, you guys intentionally put that dollar amount on the app for months solely to deceive, to get people hyped up, to get them to do the work, and now you're giving them crumbs of return for all their time of running validators on their computer or their phone. I mean, that doesn't even cover the power bill to keep a computer running for that. So, yeah, I can tell you a lot of people are very bent out of shape, and I'm one of them. Because, yeah, I was honestly really looking forward to that, and I've been promoting it, telling you guys about it. So, from my deep in my soul, I am truly sorry that it led to this. I can only bring you the information I believe to be valid after doing my own due diligence. But like I always say, don't listen to me or this guy or anybody out there. Do your own research and decide for yourself, because even if you do that, when it does go sideways, then you're not going to come up and say, yeah, but Serenity said so. It's like, I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me.
We all make mistakes.
Right. Yeah.
We all think something looks good until it doesn't, you know, at the end of the day. Yeah. Because sometimes you'll look at something and be like, oh, this is so freaking cool. It's so novel.
Right.
And then a few months later, you're like, oh my God, why did
what the hell was I thinking? Yeah, exactly. Hey, Odin, how you doing, buddy?
Hey,
brutal day at work, but glad I made it. Me too. Uninstalled Functor because people said it was a scam. You know, Odin, I've had problems with Functor. I haven't dug into it yet. This weekend, I need to do that. I got to set up my Zandium node because that has just evolved to the next level, which isn't working on my system. So I got to fix that. And I need to go back through some of the other stuff. In fact, I wanted to throw something out to the audience there. Do me a favor. If there are projects out there you think I need to get my eyes on, get some visibility, do a video on or something like that, please let me know in the Discord. Because I'm looking for some good projects, because things have been kind of quiet right now. Like Alpha, you were talking, there's not a lot of things going on. There's a lot of waiting, like for the TGE, like Rainmaker. We've been waiting for months, and we've been like, all right. And then all of a sudden, yeah.
Disappointment.
Total sucker punch. Yeah. That one was bad. Yeah. So if you do have some suggestions, guys, please put them in the Discord. Shoot me a DM, whatever. I'm always willing to look at things. I'm going to give my own opinion. If I think, I'm not comfortable about promoting this, I'll let you know. If it's something I can get behind, I will absolutely. But it's always got to be something I am personally vested into. I will never promote something I don't have skin in the game. I just won't. Because I don't want to be that one guy who just pumps and shills and ain't going to do that.
Yeah, that gets you in trouble.
It does. And plus, I got to sleep at night. I got to look at myself in the mirror. And I can't do that if I'm just trying to pump something and make money off other people. I would want them to be my exit liquidity. I don't mind taking profits. I don't mind working my strategic investing properties like we talked about in Rags to Riches for a year. You take profits. You're playing the money game. We know how it works. But going into it, knowing that I'm going to be the one taking their money, that is way not okay. He has a OSS2. What? A boss. Okay. I'm like, what is an OS?
I'm loving the typos over here.
Yeah, our typos are great. Now, there is one other project.
People have been waiting for the policy to drop, and we'll surely see a lot less projects come out because of regulation. Probably.
I agree. I think a lot of the shell game and a lot of the bait and switch and the pyramid schemes, I think a lot of those are going to fall by the wayside. I don't think we're going to see near as many this cycle as we did last cycle. Man, the last cycle was ugly.
Yeah, it was. It was brutal. It was really brutal.
It was bloody. So, but of course, we still see projects that are I think have potential, but they're still doing some really shady stuff that doesn't settle with me. Now, as you guys know, in the Down Home Crypto Discord, we have a channel for all these projects, and I'm always wanting people to share their information, try and support others, and get that information out there. We don't hold anything hostage. Nobody has to pay to get information. It's all free in our house. But one of them that I've talked about before, and I'm making some nice profits on, what's great, is Moonchain. But I gotta tell you, if you're looking for support for your devices from their community, you are screwed. They are not going to support their devices or you in any way, shape, or form, unless you're doing an IHO. If you've been part of the Down Home Crypto, you've been in the Moonchain chat, you know what I'm talking about. We've got people with MatchX miners that, brand new out of the box, cannot get support for them. I personally have 3 of the Neo miners that are stuck in a boot loop. And I reached out to tech support saying, hey guys, these were brand new in a box. I got a case of 20 of them. 3 of them are just stuck in a boot loop. They won't actually connect. And I gotta say, the Telegram response I got from the Moonchain developers was borderline frustrating, nauseating. Because I know they're offering this exact miner in their IHO. Okay, I think the IHO has a lot of potential. It's a whole staking thing, and I haven't gotten the details yet to share with you guys. That's why I haven't done a video on it yet. But I know they're offering this in the IHO. So I asked them, okay, so I asked for support for it. And it says, correct, we offer Neo miners to mine in IHO mining. And then he starts giving me a shit about where did I get 20 brand new miners sealed? Why would somebody spend that money and never use them? Like he's calling me a liar. I'm like, dude, seriously? And it says, okay, so let me ask, when someone receives their Neo miner from the IHO and has issues with it, who do they need to contact for support since it will be a new device? Valid question, I think. There won't be issues because we run the IHO mining. We don't have patches for LP WAN mining. I'm like, what do you mean there won't be issues? Technical difficulties. There's always an issue, guys. You're not preparing for this. And so then I legit asked, so the Neo miners in the IHO will not mine like normal Neo miners, where you fill the tanks and you earn WMXC, Tails, UDOGE, and others. And guess what? I never got a response. 3 days later, I still have not got a response. They're just like, nope, we're not talking to him anymore. I mean...
Sounds like an idiot, honestly.
And
he sounds like he has no idea what he's talking about.
Right.
That's like when you hire an Indian to work for your tech support.
Right. But I mean, the guy was getting insulting. He's like, well, I can't believe anybody got new miners. Like, I'm full of shit. Like, why would I come in here and lie to you, man? I mean, I've done a video and I got them set up. I mean, I gave one away. It was brand new, sealed in the box. So obviously, yes, they do exist. And then on top of it, he says, well, nobody would have a new one because they're 3 years old. This was early in the chat. And I'm like, dude, you're offering him an IHO. So how do you have new ones then? That doesn't make any sense. No, does it?
It doesn't.
So
it really doesn't make any sense.
Right, exactly. So if you guys are having problems with your Neos or your MatchX Pros, jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord, jump in the Moonchain chat. And with that, I got to give a huge shout out to a few special people out there. So Joey, DJ Grand, T-Style, B-Wired, Hiremon, you guys are always out there answering questions. I mean, you're trying to hack any of these things to fix these problems. And I guarantee you hop in there, one of these guys is going to have an answer. If we found it, you're going to get it. So make sure to hop in the Down Home Crypto Discord, and we will definitely get you answers that we know. And if we don't, hopefully we can work together to get them. And I'll put a link in the chat right now to Down Home Crypto Discord. And I want to scroll back up because I know I saw some comments come through. And while in chat, what is an IHO? So IHO stands for Initial Hardware Offering. And what Moonchain is doing is they're letting you stake a certain amount of MXC tokens, and they will ship you out that device for free, with the understanding that device will earn MXC tokens through the initial hardware offering. Okay, so it's kind of like a stake to earn is what we're figuring, because some of these devices are like Bluetooth headphones. Well, how do you connect that to a network? You really don't. They've got drones, they've got the miners, they've got smartwatches, they've got rings. But I got to tell you, some of these devices, when you compare them, like the earbuds, they look like they're a $20 pair of earbuds, but you're going to pay $100+ in MXC tokens. So, yeah, I haven't seen the tokenomics. I can't find the details yet, so I can't promote it. I can't say, yes, it's a good thing or a bad thing. Just be cautious, please.
New products that are just rebranded. Sounds like that.
Basically, yeah, exactly. And Nexus says, remember, this is Neo miners, not Neo, the Chinese Ethereum knockoff. Exactly. Yes. Big difference. Thank you. Don't come for me like that. Okay, Con, I won't.
Sounds like Moonchain is doing a lot of scammy things over there, eh?
It is. I'm not going to lie to you. I got a small fleet of these guys set up, and they're earning great. I mean, each one's earning close to $1 a day. That's not bad. Right. But I want to offer out there, if anybody is a hacker, okay, because I can get into this and I can see what the code is doing, but I need a password to get into the admin section to get into the file system. If you think you have the hacking capability to get the password or get into the back end of this, shoot me a DM. I will send you one of these miners and the NFT of ownership for it if you can hack into it and get it to work. As long as, once you do, you share the information with the Down Home Crypto community so they can get in and fix theirs. If you're willing to do that and you've got the skill set, let me know. We'll talk about it.
Or maybe we can use Hashcat on it. You see, we don't know what Hashcat is or how to use it. Yeah. You sound like you do, so please.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
Show
if
us
you got
how.
an idea, let me know. I can tell you that I got, let me get in my screen. I'll tell you what oh my God, I got too many screens open. I can tell you what I got to get to the coding, to see what's going on with it. If I can get to my screen. I used Terraterm S. Plugged in, connected it through Terraterm S, and from there I could see what was going on. And yeah, it keeps popping up with, oh, okay, and gives me an option what I want to do with it, whether I want to flash the ROM or do whatever, update files. It says, okay, so if I do that, it says, enter your password. And I've tried about everything I can imagine. Even AI couldn't come up with any. So let me know if you want to give it a shot, buddy, and you got the skills. I will absolutely send you one out.
Oh, he says. Oh, Mo says he'll give it a shot.
Yeah, Con says, I got it. Teacher. About 12 GPUs I can use to ethically break. Dude, you got it. Odin, man, shoot me a DM after the stream. We will chat.
Do it.
Because we need him for the Match X Pro, too.
At least this week it's not all bad news, though. You know, we do have a lot of bad news, but we do have a little bit of good news. So, GANs official, the layer 1 blockchain ecosystem powering community-driven economies in AAA games, integrated with Off the Grid. So, Off the Grid is a game that Serenity actually plays. It's a GAN game, you know.
First-person shooter.
I feel like the name kind of gives it away.
Dude, it's awesome. It's actually a great game. It's a first-person shooter, kind of like your Call of Duty, something like that. You're in a 3-man squad, but what's cool about it is you have robotic body parts. Your left arm, right arm, and your legs are all robotic. And during the match, not only do you pick up weapons and different skill sets, you actually get to switch arms out. And each arm has a different capability. One has a drone, one has a hook, one has a big knife, one gives you slam fist capability. I mean, it's really cool because you can change your character's statistics during gameplay. I mean, usually it's just weapons or maybe armor, things like that. That's it. But no, you can actually change out body parts. That's pretty freaking cool.
That is cool. Now, here's the cool thing. Zeros, this is not a drill. Off the Grid trading is now live on OpenSea. So this is the first gaming layer 1 blockchain that has been fully integrated with OpenSea. So if you go to OpenSea, I'm actually in this is their collection, the Off the Grid collection. You use the GANs token or the GAN token because that's their blockchain's gas token. But if you were to like go up here and you go search here and you look, okay, these are all the chains listed on OpenSea. There you have it right there, GANs. So the GANs blockchain has been integrated, basically the first layer 1 gaming blockchain integrated onto OpenSea. What is also interesting, or what is crazy, is that in one day they had 1 million GAN volume. One day.
Nice.
1 million GAN volume. To be fair, I did read somewhere that like some of the NFTs cost about like $1,600, and that was literally at launch on OpenSea. I was like, that is crazy.
Right.
What?
It is. And a lot of these you can get out of the game too. Because every time you go into the game, not only are you fighting to win, but you're picking up these hex cubes. Now, you can find them out of chests. You can pick them off other guys. Because when you kill somebody, all their crap drops on the ground. You get to steal all their stuff. It's kind of like Ready Player One. But if you get one of these hex cubes and it happens to be one of the epic or one of the high ranking ones, you have to go to a certain point on the map and extract it. So you go to the machine, you put this hex cube in it, and it does a very, very slow count up to transfer that cube from the game world out to your account. And you have to protect it because another team can come up, kill you, and steal that cube. Oh, it gets brutal.
That's Ready Player One. That's Ready Player One.
It is. It is absolutely like Ready Player One. And Crow and I play it almost every night. As you guys know, we have the game chat in DHC, and 8 o'clock Mountain Time every night. You can guarantee that Crow and myself will be in there, and usually some other people. And whether we're playing Call of Duty, we're playing Dune, we're playing Off the Grid, Dead by Daylight, whatever it is, hop in with us. That's why we have it. Let's get people in there and going for it.
Extraction shooters, extraction shooters are the most fun, honestly.
Oh, dude, it's brutal. It gets crazy in there. It really does.
I don't know. I don't know about that, honestly. I honestly don't know.
I don't know on that one, Nexus.
Maybe they fans? The
Maybe, I don't. Could be. But it's exciting to see the gaming world actually come into the crypto space where all this is being merged together. And Off the Grid is one that I've been excited about. There's been a few others that fell on their face, just never came to fruition. But Off the Grid has really, I think, got what it takes.
Well, hopefully they also don't end up like a lot of other Web3 games that we've seen recently that just decided, we're closing up shop. I know the most recent one was actually Tokyo Beast, and they were pretty hyped. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, this game, everyone's playing it and whatever. But I think in this week, around Monday or so, they were like, so that game you all love so much? We sunsetting it. Bye.
Bye, it's done. Bye-bye, no more. And so it was more like an Unreal Tournament style arena shooter, but with John Woo anime rules. Basically, I think the Boondock Saints meets the Matrix, but super early 2000s style shooter.
Whoa.
I haven't played that one.
Maybe
interesting.
Then. Maybe.
You could run the walls. Close. You can do like the Spider-Man crawl. It's a fun game. Not too outlandish, because some of these are like, oh my god, are you serious? But yet not so realistic that it just becomes mundane. Because every game is different. I mean, between your weapons, who your teammates are, because you have to have a 3-man squad. You cannot go in solo. So like if me and Crow go in and we don't have a third man, we end up with a rando. And some do pretty well. Some, it's like, oh my god, are you serious? What is this dude doing?
That's the risk of randoms, eh?
It is. Yeah, some randos are cool. Some, most aren't so cool. Most of them, there's a reason they're solo rando. They don't have any friends. That's why they're solo randos, okay?
Yeah.
Which means they're probably not going to play well with others. But some do. Some we've had some great teammates. But back in the crypto, so that is some cool, good news in the crypto world. Now, I know we've got some updates on more good news in the crypto space, and we're going to bring up Nexus to fill us in on that. So, Nexus, how you doing, buddy?
Oh. Hello, Nexus. I didn't boo you, obviously.
He booed you. He totally booed you.
You are imagining it. Nexus, are you there?
I was battling technological issues, but I'm used to being booed. I am nothing if I'm used to being booed.
That works. Everybody's having technical issues tonight. What's the deal?
I don't know. But my mic chose to eat itself, and I quick reset it just in time. I'm glad to see you guys are doing well, discussing the important subjects as always. Cheers to that. Most importantly, weird crypto project behavior, especially where it pertains to crypto communities, and of course, video games. I love it.
Yeah.
Very important.
Good stuff. So, So next, I hear you got some hot information for us, buddy. So spill it. What you got, brother?
Yes, sir. I've got some spicy stuff for you guys. Okay, so I was visiting the community a couple of weeks ago to talk about the GMX hack event. So we have some interesting updates for everybody on that. For those who may not have been aware, the money was returned. It was returned in totality, and that's sort of unusual. We don't really get that a lot. Now, I have an assumption that the reason this happened is because, number one, the bad guy was still within the window and could still choose to accept the offer. So they waited until the very last minute. Like we're talking hours, like we're talking 120 minutes to go. A decision was made. And the difference between that 2-hour difference would have meant the difference between a decentralized group and a whole lot of crypto security people essentially charge that whoever ran those wallets committed a crime. And the whole community, all of us basically, we could not say that a crime had been committed until the decentralized autonomous organization said a crime had been committed. And as long as we were within that window, then the bad guy could essentially choose to accept the deal. And the bad guy, as I've highlighted before, they got busy. They did a lot of trading. They did a lot of moves. They did a lot of attempted bridging and shuffling the money from wallet to wallet to wallet. They did a bunch of trading too. The assets they stole were not the assets that they returned. And that's kind of where the fun and the story lies, actually. The week that they stole this money, they seemed to be under the impression that buying ETH with their stolen stable coins and stolen chain link and all of the stuff that was in the pool, they thought that they were going to buy ETH and then just, oh, it's ETH, I'm free, I can get off the blockchain. Well, no. This isn't that kind of a blockchain. This is a pretty tight blockchain, actually. So the bridges were all aware of what the bad guy had done, and the bridges themselves were all playing ball with both the decentralized autonomous organization and the foundation that runs the blockchain. So because everybody was coordinating, the bad guys couldn't get the money off the chain. They were stuck. They couldn't move. So after all of that, in the end, with mere minutes to go, the bad guy decides, all right, you know what? I'll take the bounty and I'm going to send you guys back the money. So they returned back basically the remnants of what they stole, which was a bunch of tethers, a bunch of US dollar coins, a bunch of Chainlink, a bunch of ETH, and a little bit of wrapped Bitcoin. And they returned all of that stuff. And because they were heavy on ETH, thinking that ETH would let them bridge if they sent it to a new wallet, no, they weren't. We were already watching. Everybody was watching them in real time, so they didn't really have anywhere to go. In the Wild West sense, we cornered them in the valley, boys, and they didn't have anywhere to go. So they got off their horses and put their hands up and said, "All right, before we all like start shooting bureaucratic guns and accusing each other of committing international wire fraud, why don't we all settle down here and agree to a deal?" And they actually didn't agree to anything except the original deal. They took the original deal, which I guess shows you how cornered they were. These guys always act different. Yeah, but in the end, they returned more valuable assets than they stole, which is one of those really wild things. And it's why the accounting, if you ask what is the accounting of the event, nothing adds up. The bad guys essentially stole $42 million worth of assets. Now, they stole Bitcoin and Ether and a bunch of stable coins and then traded a bunch of that stuff for Ethereum. So they had a massive Ethereum heavy bag at a cost base of around $2,300 to $2,500. Now, if you guys look at the price of Ethereum today, it's a little bit different than it was at the time that this stuff was going on because the industry moves that quickly. So as a result, they stole 42 and returned 45.
Thank you.
So everybody was kind of like, we're expecting that if they give back $42 million worth of stuff that they stole, and then we have to pay them a $5 million bounty, we're all thinking, yo, that there's going to be a $5 million shortfall in the money that we're getting back because we're giving back $5 million basically as ransom. Like, okay, you got us. Congratulations, Mr. Hacker Man. All right, here's your reward. And if you play by the books, this money is yours, earned in good work and good faith, and there will be no crime allegations or criminal charges. And that's the route that everybody ended up going. And I'm so thrilled about it.
Yes, we should definitely tell them.
Absolutely.
But
thanks for making some profits for us.
It is absolutely, as Wild Angel says, it is a freaking accounting nightmare because rarely could you, only in crypto could you see something like this, where the environment for Ethereum just explodes right after this hack event takes place. That was a completely unpredictable thing. The rest of us were expecting Ether to still be between $2,500 to $2,700 by now, and probably not really doing anything. But there's been some inorganic interest and inorganic movement. So as a result, here we go. And for some reason, because of the accounting, the value came back greater. So because the hacker went heavy on ETH, basically there's $5 million worth of capital gains that's like gonna sort of be assessed to a complete criminal. And the welcome again. Welcome to the freaking Wild West of all of this, because the element that we're canceling a police report. This technically isn't criminal. This person essentially exploited a vulnerability that has an accessible damage relative to its payment value of $5 million. So that's what they got paid. And in the end, because Ethereum was more valuable and the bad guy returned to us a giant bag of Ethereum, in essence, $2 million is the only shortfall, and $3 whole million of that capital gains, the entire decentralized autonomous organization is like, you know what? Let the freaking hacker have it. Just let them have it, so our people and our investors and our community get their money back and their assets back. That's more important. Give us some money back. We'll figure out what to do later. And that's exactly what I would have wanted them to do. That's exactly what they did. The vote's open till July 28th for anyone who wants to know what the GMX community is going to vote on doing with the money.
Cool. Okay, so do you have a link where they can go to vote on that Nexus?
Yes, sir. Give me just a moment. I'll drop that for you.
Yeah, send that over to it, but that'd be great. So that is some good news. I'm glad to see that, the Glide cornered itself, and even better is how the community came together. All the different bridging platforms, all the central exchange, all those are like, no. We're going to work together to make sure this doesn't happen, man. I think that's great. 4 years ago, that never would have happened.
Yeah. And not only did they get the money back, they're coming together as a community. They're circling around the DAO, and they're presenting two possible options that are between what most of the community wanted. A bunch of people just wanted stable coins, and then a bunch of people wanted to revive the index, because I'll be honest, I love the index. I thought the index was a great piece of crypto market engineering, and it made a lot of sense to me the way it worked. And this was a really obscure vulnerability. That honestly, it had existed for years, but it wasn't an easy vulnerability to hit. There were only certain kind of market conditions that the vulnerability could hit, and sure enough, they hit it. It existed from the beginning, from the inception of the DEX, and 5 to 6 different auditors. If you go back and look at them, they didn't do a great job. I'll tell you, my friends these days didn't audit this thing. Like, we looked at it under completely different conditions when we had completely different tools available. And at that time, everybody thought it was safe. Everybody thought it was secure. And a lot of the auditors, of all of the auditors, one of them identified something similar to this could occur, but they actually fixed that particular form. So I guess it got more difficult in that way to actually execute on this other version of the same sort of re-entrancy, where they're making 3 crypto contracts tell wrong information to each other, and thus pulling a bunch of money out through a hole in the data. It's crazy. It's crazy, but at the same time, like, just goes to show how much Wild West we actually got going on. That even if you got something that people are trusting their life savings with, they're trusting millions of dollars with, it's actually important to diversify, because when you diversify, you minimize the exposure to this sort of an event.
Damn, that guy should become an auditor, because clearly he's better than the auditors.
Well, and after a while, you think it's been out for years and things like that. We think it's safe. It's survived all this time. And the auditors don't go back and re-audit and creep. That's the thing, is our technology is advancing so quickly. New things are coming about. And how many people actually go back and re-audit their contract 2-3 years later with the new technology base? Is that a common thing? I don't know, Nexus.
New things. Yeah.
It's debatable. At this point, it feels like the definition of a common event is something I don't want to see common at all. And the definition of an uncommon event is, oh my gosh, that was a really obscure programming mistake to have made.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. That's a common event. An uncommon event. And then we have the rare event. The rare event is Jesse James and the state-funded James gang hijacked the bridge train, and now they're running away from the entire network with, like, the Arbitrum side of 300,000 Ethereum's worth of currency.
Right.
And and that means a certain amount of money now. It's going to mean a certain amount of money in the future. All of that is very subject to a matter of perspective. So it's very difficult to, like, even think of, for example, some of the bridge hacks that we've seen, like the famous Ronin event, right? Where the immutable people got absolutely destroyed. Like, that was... I'm pretty sure that if we look at what Immutables got, they're still alive, they're still surviving, there's still an ecosystem there, there's a bunch of people there, but where is the ether? Where is the money now? And it was just, they haven't got it all back yet. It's just one of those unfortunate things. And
it is.
That states, countries, nation states are funding cybersec operations where they're stealing that much money and probing for obscure and strange programming vulnerabilities. Like, that should tell all of you folks engaging with digital assets, we have entered a new paradigm. We have entered a new era now.
We have, absolutely. And it's like Mega said, I think protocols should re-audit annually. Absolutely. I mean, as technology increases, that's going to open up, and vulnerabilities and contracts have been out for a few years or however long that we didn't have the hardware, the technology, or whatever it was at that point in time to verify it's safe. And maybe it was safe 2-3 years ago, but is it safe today? And especially like Next is talking here, we keep seeing news articles where there are these entire little cells that are doing nothing but trying to hack your crypto, hack your life, take your identity, take your information, take your money. And it's getting crazier, guys. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. So safety is always number one top priority.
I mean, I got a fresh story for you too. I want to hear what Alpha has to say about everything, but I got a fresh story from the trenches if you want it.
Okay, well, we got to get everybody else up here. We got a couple things going on. So before we do that, though, I want to say thank you because I've seen some new faces hop in. So we got Sanchez Money. Hey, welcome, Sanchez. And here from Crypto's Ben's channel. Man, Crypto Ben, thank you, brother, for sending people over. Appreciate it. And thanks for being part of the community. Love it. And Cap Crypto. Love it. Great to see you, buddy. What's in my portfolio? Man, it's kind of scattered everywhere. Little here, little there. Very diversified. You know, we talked about that in great detail in the whole Rags to Riches series. And one of my prime mentors, Mr. Cyril Kier, taught me well. Diversify. Never talk about what we got or where we got it, but understand that I don't have any big thing in any one location. Mine is scattered all over to where if I fell off the planet, I'm not sure even anybody could find it. So maybe Nexus could. But we love having you here.
I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare only unless invited.
Okay, fair enough.
Mega is Cyril Kier, by the way. And as we can see here, he's accumulating Bitcoin because we expect a little bit of sideways action over the next 3 months. So
but it's also one of the longest long-term holds. But let's do this. Let's get Cy up here and share his thoughts. Cy, how you doing, buddy?
Signal time with Cyril. Let's fucking go.
Hi, Cy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going good, brother. About stuff.
Oh, I'm doing all right. It was a week, you know. It was a busy week, very busy week. It was just always a lot of things going on. It felt like.
So true.
Was all yours working backwards, or was that just my week?
I don't know about working backwards, but I was just doing a lot, I think.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So, well, we're glad to have you here. And, Cy, I know we got something to talk about and share here in a minute. But, Wild Angel has been hiding backstage. Let's get her up here so we have this whole party started.
I've been busy.
Yeah, Wild Angel.
Hi, guys. How's
Miles?
it going? It's been crazy, like going backwards in some aspects. Finally figuring out where the hell the money went for my audit. I finally am down to my AR is $6 for the year.
Nice.
So that's where my AR is off just a little bit, but that's like $165 million. I'm only off $6. I'm okay with that. I don't think that's considered a material number. I'm okay with that. My boss is okay with that. I've been doing SheFi. Just finished our second week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, SheFi is the bomb. So any ladies out there, check out SheFi. They do this great 8-week program. Starts with some pretty basic stuff, but gets into some pretty heavy stuff. This week we were talking about wallets and a lot of security, do's and don'ts and all that kind of stuff, and talking about normal wallets, well, for lack of a better term, normal wallets, and the new smart wallets, like on Base. We are actually going to be playing on Base's app this next week. Unfortunately, I can't share a link for that. I guess it's kind of a beta. Something they're doing, Base is doing in beta. And if I share a link or share it with anybody, I'll get kicked out of the program. So I really don't want to. So sorry, guys, I'm going to be selfish. But I know. So we get to play with Base and their social side of the Base app and all that kind of stuff. So trying to make some connections on the builders thread or the builders channel in SheFi, because I really want to get my feet into building more on the design side than the coding side, because I look at coding and my eyes glaze over and I cry.
That's fair.
But yeah, so I'm making some connections and looking forward to the next 6 weeks of SheFi. But yeah, so it's been kind of crazy and kind of going backwards, but kind of going forwards, and a little bit of crab walking here and there, but not bad. So I hear you, Sai. I'm so glad it's Friday.
Friday. I like that. That was good.
Yeah,
So,
definitely Friday.
and
I got new ducks.
You got new ducks.
Oh,
Or I'm getting new ducks. They're ducks in cars.
I want a duck in a car. That is so cool.
Ducks in little cars. Yeah, so I'll show them to y'all when I get them. They're not here yet. It'll still be another week. So maybe next Friday I'll have new ducks, Sai.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Gotta give the
Okay.
ducky love.
Oh yeah, gotta give duck love. And yeah, we will definitely give duck love here in a second. And now Sanchez asked, do you give signals here? You know, it's one of those, Sanchez, we always recommend you do your own research. You know, we will absolutely share what we believe. And I know Sai has shared his chart and his perceptions of what Bitcoin's going to do. And I gotta say, he's been pretty accurate so far. If you really want to discuss things like that, definitely jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord. There's a bunch of different channels there. You can find charts. You can find pretty much anything you want to talk about. There's somebody in there who does it. So that would be my recommendation. I try not to do it here on the stream too much because it ends up too much of a debate. And so everybody has their favorites. Sai's picking up BTC. I like collecting a little bit of AVAX. I think they've got something going with the gaming chain. That's kind of I'm looking forward to the long haul. But yeah,
I've always been a staker of that bad boy. I love staking. Yeah. Staking for network rewards is consistent. You can DCA into your position. Take it slow. Take it smart. Don't you over risk, and you'll make it. You'll still have money.
Exactly. So, and ducks are yeah. Okay. So hey, either way, everybody has their favorites.
Horrible joke about going 100x leverage right now on somebody's bags. Like, Serenity, quick! Everybody needs to go 100x leverage on your bag right now.
Oh my god, that would be so horrible.
It's cold with pump, so you'll be fine.
Hey, it's okay, yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll make your money.
I know there's one exchange offering 500x leverage. It's like, dude, by the time you hit enter, it's done. It's like, tink. Well,
You're
done, yeah.
on. Yeah, they can wreck you in the latency that it takes in between you even realize a position was taken and you were liquidated. Like,
That's funny, because I feel like Hyperliquid is faster than most centralized exchanges, which is crazy because Hyperliquid is decentralized.
Hyperliquid is both centralized and decentralized all at the same time. Like they have a lot of centralized infrastructure, but in terms of what they let you do and in terms of like sort of the way they do it, it's almost like its own blockchain. If your blockchain was run by, the people in charge of Hyperliquid, and you guys go look up their Twitter accounts. You should judge for yourself. Like they're a bunch of characters. So I'll tell you that.
That works. So now for those who, as Wild Angel mentioned earlier about the ducks and cars, if you don't know what ducks and cars is and you're new here, that's because one of our big supporters is Project Duck Depression. Now we love to spread ducks around the world, and we duck bomb different locations, whether it's restaurants on the street, people's houses, whatever it is, because we're all fighting some form of depression. And so to get ducks in cars, I think is going to be epic. And of course, if you want to try to help brighten up people's world, make sure go follow Project Duck Depression on Facebook and get yourself some ducks from Amazon, from anywhere, and just start placing them around, because I guarantee it's going to make somebody's day.
I duck bombed our fiscal office again because our fiscal officer's out and our other couple fiscal people were like kind of grasping for straws. And so I duck bombed fiscal again. Made him smile.
Nice. It always works. It always works. So spread the ducks, spread the love. And Sanchez, are you guys retired from crypto? Well, I'm still here, so I ain't retired from it yet. I don't think I ever will.
In crypto, we're just getting started. That's
right.
That's my position. We are still early, and I'm very happy to be early. So it's tough early, but hey, that's why we're here. dealing with the problems.
I don't think I'll ever retire. I think when I retire, I'll be dead. That's my retirement.
Yeah, I'm going to be working for a long time.
Oh yeah. I do it because I love it. I love educating. I love getting up here and meeting with community and talking about just everything. And speaking of dead, sadly, bad news. Yes, if you guys haven't heard, Ozzy Osbourne did pass away this week.
Yeah.
Along with Malcolm Jamal Warner and Hulk Hogan. So it was
Holy crap!
A tragic week.
That is it. Whoa. Okay, I knew of Ozzy, but the rest, whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, Sanchez, if you're new, we've got on Down Home Crypto on the YouTube channel, we have a couple of playlists. One is the Zero to Hero. It's a great way to get some of that base information. He taught me about crypto. And the other one is the Rags to Riches. Serenity and Cyril did a once a week hour. Sorry, my brain just went dead. Cyril, give the stage.
Yeah, it was an hour-long show that focused on helping learn the mindset and discipline necessary to be successful in the space, right? A lot of people, they see the fast movement, they see the fast money, they see all their favorite crypto Twitter people, whatever, right? The influencer on TikTok, you're talking about stuff and, it's going up and they're doing all right at first and then they get wrecked, right? But that's because they're not following the rules of solvency. So, you learn all about that in the Rags to Riches series. So check it out. But this is the Freaky Friday party where we all just kind of kick back and relax and chit chat.
Exactly. And so we've covered all the crypto stuff, guys. We're changing gears now. We're going for the topic for the night. But before we do that, I had one amazing, we're talking a life-altering event occur this week that I have to share with you guys. Because as you guys know, I told you last week I was going to get my motorcycle, the dream bike, since I was a kid. It went horribly sideways. Everything went wrong. I showed up, supposed to be ready to ride. The brakes were metal on metal. There you go. There's my brake pad.
Holy crap, I didn't even see that yet.
Yeah, I pulled it off. I was not riding that. The chain crunched like it was full of marbles. It was an emergency status. I had to rent a U-Haul, drive it back. It was very disappointing. A lot of negativity, and then with the crypto price, everything went sideways. But man, I had one lightning strike of positivity hit this week, and that is all thanks to Mr. Cyril Kier himself. Gave me one of the coolest birthday presents I have ever gotten in my life, and I want to share it with you guys for the first time ever. It's in its entirety. You guys want to see it?
Yes.
Sai, anything you want to say, buddy?
Do it.
Well, you shared bits and pieces of your life story with us over the years, and I've known you for 4 years at this point.
Yeah, long time.
Time flies in crypto, right?
It does.
So and you've always done what you can to support the people who have been in your circle, and I wanted to make something special for you, your own intro, outro music that you could make clips of. And so I wrote a song that I felt would be really relevant for you, and I hear that it was.
Very much so. It every time I hear it, it still makes me cry. Not gonna lie. It hits so deeply in the soul, and man, I can't thank you enough. Material gifts are great, but man, this was heart and soul, and there's no words to express how much this means to me. So everybody out there, I want to share with you my amazing birthday present from Mr. Cyril Kier that will now be part of our intro video, as well as our outro video will be the full-length one. Right now is the worldwide premiere of Serenity.
I've walked through the fire, chased every shadow from my past. I held my breath through every storm and called the silence home. I buried dreams I couldn't save. I've left behind all that I crave, but still somehow I found the light lingering beyond the fire.
There we go.
Damn it, Sai, you made me cry again.
My
Every
apologies.
time. Your music, no, it's a good thing. Your music is freaking amazing. I love it. And it is soul touching.
Well, thank you. I
That is
appreciate
what I
that.
enjoy.
Very much
Appreciate
so.
that.
I can't even put words to it. I really can't. And that is the premiere. Now, guys, if you want to hear more of Sonic Sirens, because he does amazing music, definitely go check him out, because every one of his songs has always hit something in my soul. And that one, of course, hits the deepest. And it means the world to me, Si. Thank you so very much, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I've always felt that, spending the time, to put something together for someone, puts a lot more, I don't know, thought into it,
Absolutely.
make it as relevant as possible.
It does. It does. And, it's kind of funny because, my brother and his wife, they've been wanting to go change Christmas over to gift cards across the board. And I fight it. I'm like, no, forget it. I do not want to have to buy a gift card. That's all I can do. Is like, if I see something or I want to make something, whether it's a video or I want to craft something, I want to have that freedom. I'm not going to go by the things like, oh, well, no, you have to buy a gift card. That's all we're doing. I never understood that concept of it's all about the dollar or the material price. And I think it's all about the heart and the soul that's put into it, regardless of what it is.
Agreed.
And being a crafter myself, like the stuff I've done for Karma Farms, it means more when I put my heart and soul into something. I think it has more of a value. Not monetarily, but in other ways.
Absolutely. And, and that's kind of why, this topic tonight is so important, the way the last week has gone, because it sounds like every one of us had somewhat of a challenging or very busy week, whether it's technical difficulties. There's been some great news, which is good. But it seems like just the world seems to be on a little bit of chaos, a little bit of turmoil going on right now in their lives. And I figure, this is when it's most important to acknowledge that, recognize it. And kind of like the song says, is we find the peace within the chaos. We'll find that serenity, and we stitch our scars with golden thread. Because we do. We're going to go through the trials. We're going to go through the tribulations. But it's being able to sit through those without going back to addiction, without going to any kind of unhealthy characteristics, and just fighting your way through it. And in the end, it's a badge of honor. And so it's, for me, that song very, very much hits home. But for everybody out there, everyone's fighting a demon or a battle of some type. And if you need help or support of any kind, please reach out to any of us from the Down Home Crypto Discord. I guarantee we've got somebody who's been through it, and we can try to help you, support you, or if nothing else, just sit and listen. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to help whatever it is in your life which you're battling.
Absolutely.
And Coco has entered the chat. It's official.
We live to check also.
Wow. Easy come, easy go. Bye, Coco. Thank you, Con. We try to be sweet. Absolutely. It says, Sai, that is beautiful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Hope Giver. I'm glad it resonated with you.
I think it'd be
The
really
one
good.
I always go back to is heavy.
Okay.
That's mine.
That's your okay. It's family friendly. It is family friendly. I mean, we try to keep that way. I mean, we say some shit, we do some crazy things, but I'm kind of curious. So, when things start going wrong, Alpha, I know you've had a lot of challenges. You talk about living in the ghetto. You talk about the hardships you have down in South Africa and stuff. How do you deal with it? What are your characteristics or tactics to survive those turmoils?
I feel like this is probably how a lot of South Africans deal with it. We go through things. We're like, you know what? It is what it is. That's literally like a phrase that I've heard so many times. It's just like something happens. You're like, oh damn. You know what? It is what it is. Life goes on. YOLO, I guess. Whatever. Well, wait. Well, my one friend would always say, "It go my soul." That's our slang. It's like it happens. Things happen. You deal with it. You move on. You know, one day you're sitting with like electricity for most of the day. The next day you have it like on and off, on and off. Nexus knows all about that, load shedding. One day everything is calm. The next day everything is not calm. And you just like you take it every day. You enjoy the days when it's peaceful, when life is just, life is good. You take it. You enjoy it. You're like, yeah, small wins. Small wins are always going to trump everything. In a world where you don't know what the next day is going to be like or what the next hour is going to be like. You accept it, you enjoy it, you move on. If something bad's happened, you look at it, you think, can I do anything? No, okay, whatever. It is what it is.
You're muted, Serenity.
Minor technical difficulties, like I can't hit the damn button.
Yeah, you got called out in surround sound on that one.
I did. That was awesome. Like, wow, everybody at once. Thank you, Nexus, for not calling me out on that. You're the only one who didn't, buddy. IQ probably did. You were muted.
I am politely being supportive and encouraging. I'm trying to be friendly and constructive. I'll be honest. I've been hypercritical and downright prejudicial at points this week, so I'd like to be better this weekend. I'm trying to be a little better every day.
All right. Hey, I'm proud of you, buddy. And that's going to be tough in your area where your job is basically to go out, find these scams, find the negativity, and try to set it right. I mean, obviously you can't do that all the time. So, how do you deal with that when you can't do it or when you can't accomplish that goal? I mean, that's got to be tough saying, dude, I can't find your $5 million. I have no idea. The dude got away with it. And I don't know. How do you deal with that, buddy?
Oh, that's actually a fantastic question. It is a difficult balancing act. My sanity is honestly probably just as much in question as y'all's. I am a human being who does the very best I can to maintain the veneer of professionalism in a hyper-libertarian, free speech encouraged environment where I am exposed to everything. And when I say everything, I probably mean lots of stuff I can't talk about because we'd like it if you guys stayed YouTube and family friendly. Beautiful.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
But yeah, staying sane, staying calm, staying rational through the chaos is an everyday battle. I have to think, honestly, having a community of people who helps keep me sane, helps me logic out a lot of these strange things going on. The crazy story that I had that is absolutely relevant to finding serenity in the chaos is just this week. I had a really strange occurrence happen. I had a guy come in who seemed to be really good at trading, really understanding of crypto, very different from most new people who show up in the community. I thought he seemed to know what he was doing. Actually, it turns out on the back end, this guy is part of some sort of scammer network. And the community in the chat essentially figured this out in real time. Alpha Cruz is laughing because he watched some of this occur in real time. And honestly, again, I treat everyone in good faith. And the person behind that account, who was subsequently sort of isolated, clowned, and given a very distinct exposure to the world of scamming, scam imposters, etc. The community isolated this right away, figured out what this person had going, connected them to a network of people who were actually like trying to impersonate me. Go figure. You know what? There's nothing that makes me more confident I'm trying to do something right here than when there are literally like random people abroad who are doing the best they can to try to pretend to be me. And my goodness, I am not going to make it fun. I'm not going to make it easy for them. It's going to be an exciting time. And guys, like, if you're one of those Nigerian scammers and you're listening to me right now, I want you to know I might get offensive, because I live in the United States of America. I have a right to bear arms. And guess what? If this internet space, if this is if this is technically a new turf, new territory, well, guess what? I got a right to bear arms on here as well. And if I choose to bear them, you do not want to be on the other side, because trust me, my friends shoot well and they shoot to kill.
Nice.
In Minecraft.
Love it. Minecraft.
I love it, Nexus.
That's great. Yeah, man, I always think that's a badge of honor. Anytime somebody tries to copycat me or anything, it's like, hey, thank you. That's meant.
He's the first impersonator. I was like, yes, I made it.
I'm famous. Look, somebody's trying to be me. Why would you want to be me? Seriously, there's so many cooler people to be.
I actually joined in the Discord. I popped into OS a little earlier, just randomly because I hopped in randomly, and then I saw this whole thing go down. It was so funny. I think I dropped a comment somewhere. I was like, if this wasn't OS, a lot of people who are dissing this guy would have been cancelled right now, because they get brutal. If you ever want to see scammers get absolutely wrecked, OS is the place to be. Oh, it's amazing.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Oh, they love showing up here because they think a lot of people don't really know what's up or don't know what's going on, but actually it's the opposite. And through this experience, the idea is I harden the community. I will harden you against the most obvious and easy attempts at social engineering, because I can give you a real-time perspective by which you can watch basically everyone else talk about it. And yes, sometimes things get crazy. Sometimes things get edgy. People make crazy jokes. I, as a the community, do not condone or suborn some of the crazy stuff that people say. Also, I'm really proud that I can defend these people's right to say this stuff. Because if they go over the top or they're particularly unhinged, I do put a cap on it. I will act on it. But again, just know that this is absolutely the Wild West saloon. Like, things get rough and tumble out here. And honestly, there are people who are on this stream who have gotten messages from people who think that they can pretend to be me in the time since we started talking. Yes! That's right!
Nexus, I joined Wolves of Alt Street, the Discord, and literally instantly, before I even finished getting verified, had somebody pretending to be you.
It's incredible. It is incredible how diligent they are. But it is also empirically obvious, because there will be red flags. And this is so instructional. This is one of the most instructional things I could do. I hate to be this guy, but I got to be a teacher guy for a moment. All right.
Dude,
so when you join a community, when you join a Discord server, and somebody messages you who says, hey, yo, I'm Nexus. I'm the king of the server. Yo, how's the market treating you? How's your trading going? Yeah, it could be Serenity. It could be Cyril. It could even be Alpha Cruz or Wild Angel. But if those people message you, then you should immediately check, okay, how long have they been on Discord? Okay, are they in any servers? Are they in any servers with me? And if the answer is no, you're being messaged out of the blue by someone you don't share any servers with. They're not in the server. Then you are being messaged by an imposter. Because if you can check the Serenity Down Home Crypto server, I'm sure you'll see that Serenity is there, Wild Angel is there, Alpha Cruz is there. These are the real accounts operated by the real people behind the accounts. See, a lot of us are anons out here on the wild web, but behind us are real people. And that simple distinction, being able to check, oh, they're not in the server, but they're pretending to be Wild Angel. They want to steal people who would trust Wild Angel, and that hurts both Wild Angel and Wild Angel's friends and Wild Angel's trusted friend community. it's outrageous, but we can do our part. We can be a little bit paranoid, a little bit diligent, because I know a lot of this to folks. It sounds crazy. It sounds absurd. I actually chased a couple foreign exchange traders out of the server because it's like, oh, bro, no, you think you can actually like trust what people say about money around here? Like, whoa, you got to back the fuck up. Like there are people who are going to say some really insane stuff.
Yep.
And it's going to be totally fake. They're going to be stealing the idea from someone else, or there's something else. And that's actually how we identified our Nigerian scam gang. And I'm pretty sure the person pretending to be me who just messaged Wild Angel is actually a part of this particular gang who is targeting us.
Last Friday. This was last Friday. And I actually went to Serenity. I said, hey, this doesn't seem right because it's saying you need to turn off your DMs for security. And I'm like, but you just DM'd me, right? But I went to Serenity. He's like, check what servers they're in. And they weren't. He says, block that. Because I'm not good at this stuff yet. Boom. I'm not good at this. And so I took it to somebody who is much more competent in this than I am. And so, yeah.
No, but don't feel naive as well. You did the smartest thing you could, which was ask the most knowledgeable person that you had every assurance in the world to trust, and he told you exactly the right thing, which was to block and report them. Because
and I'm
trust
learning
me,
more with Shifi. I'm learning more about like security and everything. You know, we've had some really interesting social engineering hacks at our office. They didn't actually get in, but one of our ladies sits in the same cubicle group with me, and we're hearing her say, but I don't want this on my computer. Well, I don't want that, I don't want this here. And talking, and we're all like, flags flying everywhere. And finally somebody says, so-and-so, what are you doing? And three of us went and started looking at her screen. She had was about ready to click on a phishing email. But she had actually called them back. A phishing email. It looked legit, but there were some things that weren't. There was a couple of grammar errors, that kind of thing. But three of us went, don't hang up right now. One of the girls actually reached over and hung up for her. One of the best thing you can do is have somebody else's back when you see or hear something that's not that you don't feel is legit. Because if that little voice is saying something's wrong, 9 out of 10 it is.
Absolutely.
Actually, 9.9.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of people who will think my general chat is itself a Moss Eisley wretched hive of scum and villainy, but that is just a reality of different cultures and different people from different upbringings who have different standards. There are some people who are going to treat it like they're 14 years old and they can say the N-word all the time. And there are other people who are going to be a lot more adult and a lot more mature and are going to tell you a lot more interesting stuff. And generally, I have to try to leave as much room for humor, as much room for hilarity, and as much room for debate as I can. And that's why things get weird and crazy, but that's also what makes it fun and novel and interesting.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's just like DHC. I mean, we've definitely got some of the profanity filters in place, so some will get blocked and some I don't always agree with. But at the same time, we want to make sure that it's welcoming to the newer people. Where Nexus, yours is a little more towards experienced, I think.
Yes, that's unfortunately because we're just that old. Like the server's just that old, so there's a lot of people in here who are like, "Yo, no, I've been holding Bitcoin since 2017. You don't want to fuck with me. I've seen some shit. I've
done some shit. That's what it is." And that's the important thing is make sure that these communities are connected and working together. And yeah, you're right on the scammers and stuff. I mean, they're going full bore. And guys, if you ever get something like myself or Alf or Wild Angel or Sai or any of these, make them get on camera. If it looks legit but you still don't think right, tell them to prove it. That's not offensive in any way, shape, or form. If I jump in and said, Hey, Nexus, I really want your opinion on this. Like, you don't sound like you. Prove it.
Yeah, the
Okay.
real me might not be on camera right now, but that's just because I don't have a digital presence I'm proud of just yet. I'm working towards it here.
It's because we will find you.
In essence, I'm always willing to go on voice with you, or I'll give you a platform to get on voice with me. I'll do one of the two for you every time. You'll always hear me, and I'm always going to sound consistent. Now, these folks, they're not going to go on voice with you. They're not going to go on camera with you.
His typing didn't even sound like you.
Yes, and I've always tried to have a certain character with my typing style, which makes me quite distinct and noteworthy in a way that, not even an AI can quite impersonate. Because you in that way, almost never know what the heck I'm even going to say at any given time.
I do the same, but mine just have to be grammatical and spelling errors. Yeah. If somebody messaged you and they spelled it correctly, it ain't me. I promise. I guarantee I mess up something every
trained
sentence.
in academic and journalistic writing, so grammatical errors are anathema. I do the best I can to avoid them.
Yeah,
I take care of mine. So what about you, Si? You've been awful quiet down there, buddy.
Oh, it was just working its way around. I figured it would get to.
Yeah.
He's just vibing. He's just vibing and vibe coding.
Well, I don't know about the latter. Not on a Friday evening. I take the evening off, right? On a Friday evening.
Good man.
I join you fine folk, right? When I can, of course, when meetings don't interfere.
Right.
But yeah, at the end of the day, just it's important to stay keeping the real kind of separate when you have your relaxation time, right? I think that's kind of important because right now the real is quite overbearing. There's a lot going on out there in the world. There's a lot happening. The charts are always moving with, I don't know, some people feel it's unpredictable, but anywho,
But you've got your crystal ball. You always got it, man. It's okay. We know you. We know what's going for the next 3 months, thanks to what we shared, 2 weeks ago? I just when the last time we looked at the chart.
Well, I heard that I don't even bother checking in on the chart except for once every couple of days maybe because I have it drawn out ahead of time. I heard it drop today, but that's what was drawn. Anywho, it's going to be ranging for a little bit. I'm waiting to DCA probably around the 110 to 18.
There you go. Perfect. And now, of course, you've got so much going on in your life. How do you deal with that balance? Because, I mean, when shit explodes in my world, I end up with 2 or 3 things all at once. Okay, seems overwhelming, but you're juggling 50 things a day, buddy. What do you happen when you have a bad day and everything goes wrong? How do you deal with that?
Well, it's okay to realize that just because you do have the world at your fingertips 24/7 thanks to the age of digital technology, it doesn't necessarily mean that the world or that you owe the world that access, right? So it's okay to unplug for a couple of hours or maybe the day if you need it, and trust that it will continue on without you for the day. Right?
No
it's
way.
going to
Really?
be there when you pick it up again tomorrow or in a couple of hours. And, I've started making sure that the family goes on bike rides, when the weather permits. And it's not oppressively hot like it was today.
Yeah, I could understand that. And, that's one thing that, a lot of people are struggling with is, they're so connected. They're getting so much information. They can't even begin to digest it. I mean, so, how do you sort all your stuff out? Because, I mean, you've got projects coming to you. You've got your businesses you're running. You've got everything going on one. How do you sort out the noise? What kind of tricks can you use?
Well, I mean, honestly, if you're going to break it down all the way, it comes down to compartmentalization, right? Being able to put something within a box and set that box aside and say, okay, I'm not going to be bothered by this thing right now, right? that's a problem that is not a present me problem. That is a future me problem that can be solved, right? And future me, they're going to rock it, right? But right now, present me needs to take a break, right? So you compartmentalize it, you push it to the side, and you pick it back up when you're able. But yeah, just and staying organized definitely helps.
I suck at that. I gotta work on that one.
Yeah. I try. I have certain areas that are just kind of exploding, but other areas are a little better. They're organized chaos.
Well, here's the thing, right? Nature every so often will do a burn through a forest, right? A fire will spark through the dense underbrush and it will burn. It clears it all out and it gives way for new growth. So if there's something that's exploding and falling apart, maybe it's okay to let it. Maybe you don't have to try to catch it. And
believe us.
And then start growing in the aftermath, right?
This is fine. That means.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe I stand aligned with you, Mr. Cyril.
Very quiet. She just.
I just can't wait till I go in and I find the nightstand covered in papers and flames. Like, so I said burn it! It's burning!
Right?
Oh, God.
Well, make sure you put it in like a metal receptacle first. That way you don't burn down the rest of the house if you're going to burn a bunch of papers.
Good idea.
I would just like to state live, I made a Matrix joke to Wild Angel. That is how you know I am the real dude.
I totally missed that.
And before all the
That's
scammers
okay.
start making a Matrix joke.
Now they know what to do.
Right. We have the secret code now. Do the Matrix. It's okay.
So now, don't trust the Matrix.
Exactly. Now you got to come up with something new. But it's interesting when the chaos hits and when things are going sideways, and whether the charts are just kind of ranging, and every time you try and do a trade, it's okay to walk away. And that's the biggest thing to take away here is, sometimes you just got to stop, put it down, and walk away. Go find something else. Get yourself centered. Find some serenity in the chaos, and it's okay. And sometimes some things are so tragic that you can't get away from it, whether it's a death in the family, or maybe you're laid off, or you have a work issue or something like that, which I know some people in our community are dealing with right now. Have faith, keep doing the next right thing, and believe that you're on the path you're supposed to be. You're blazing your trail. Where it goes, nobody really knows, but your future, you will have it figured out by the time you get there. It's like I was saying.
Exactly.
It go my soul.
So I'm doing this shit. My future me. Hey, I'm going to start using that. So I was like, every time Wilderness, did you get that? And nah, my future me is going to take care of that. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Here's the thing. You have any
I
idea
know where
how
you
many?
sleep.
Well, do you have any idea how many times present me has arrived at future me's location and been like, "Man, I could really punch past me right about now." Right? So just keep that in mind when you're passing stuff forward on yourself.
Yeah, otherwise I'm going to kick my own ass in the future. I'm going to show up like, future me, here you go. He's like, dude, I'm beating your ass. That's it. You're screwing up. What is that movie, Liar Liar? When he's in the bathroom writing on his face, the pen is blue. Somebody walks in and goes, what are you doing? He's like, I'm kicking my own ass. Do you mind?
Yeah,
that'll be me.
Liar.
Okay. That's all I can think of in that one. But I see the private chat is going nuts over here. I'm like, okay, what's going on? There's a whole nother chat going. And,
It was.
It was.
I love it. I like it. And, Sanchez, I want to touch topic on this real quick. Because Sanchez, buddy, I got to tell you, let's talk crypto again. Believe it or not, we are talking crypto. Everything we discuss is absolutely pertinent in the crypto world. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have trades that go totally to hell. You're going to have a wallet that gets hacked. You're going to have that lost and lonely feeling like, oh my God, what do I possibly do? Make no mistake, all of this is relevant to crypto. Whether it's depression, whether it's mental health, whether it's taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, dealing with aliens, or quantum computing. all of this is relevant in the crypto world because the crypto world does cover everything. That's my 2 cents.
Facts.
Facts. No printer.
No notes. No notes.
Right. I think everybody up here can agree that, yeah, we've dealt with all of this and pretty much all of our topics. Although it seems lighthearted and fun and stuff, this is also part of life. And all of this is the life challenges we're going to be dealing with. So, yeah. So that's why we do every Friday. We start with the crypto, then we move to something a little more on maybe a fun scale, maybe a tinfoil hat moment. Sometimes a little more of the drama and the dealing with the chaos like tonight. Because I guarantee something. Right. We don't even know what it is. I start with the topic and rarely does it say on it.
Crypto is life.
Yeah. I love it.
Our life.
So, I know we've gone over our time, and Sai, I know you're probably starved. Like, man, I got to duck out for dinner. So, is there anything anybody wants to share burning that we need to cover before we start wrapping this up?
The things I let go on fire for future me to deal with, those things are burning. So I'd like to share them and make them your problem now.
Oh, cool. I love it.
Why is he philosophically heavier after he said that?
I don't know.
You know, I have a little crocheted emotional support dumpster fire. I'd be happy to send you one.
Ooh.
Better make at least a dozen for Sai. He's got a lot of dumpsters running.
Oh, I don't need a dozen. Just one.
I have a dinosaur bee I need to make for Rose.
Ooh.
There you go. Okay. So we're going to take it out. We're going to do the closing of another full version of Serenity song, which is going to be our official going out song from now on Freaky Friday. But some words of wisdom, some advice, how you're feeling, what you want to share with anybody who's watching this tonight. Nexus, buddy, what do you got for us?
Oh, what to be watching? I'm not sure what I'm being asked. I'm sorry.
Closing
In other words,
what do
he
you got?
wasn't paying attention.
Uh-huh.
I'm being
he was watching
blown
the
up.
fire in the dumpster.
I'm being blown up. It feels like I was just about to type in the big public YouTube chat. I was just about to type. It feels like I run an incinerator for dumpster fires. So I take dumpster fires you have going, and then I shove them into an incinerator, a crematorium for dumpster fires, you will.
Why don't we take the little fire and put it in a big fire?
Right.
Like
And then
it.
it's in
Who's got the
perspective.
Yes.
Well, it's the darkest possible way of fighting fire with fire is putting a dumpster fire inside of a crematorium built for dumpster fires.
Only if that crematorium is inside of a marshmallow factory, then it becomes fun.
Well, it's ironic because the rationale is that it takes a community to incinerate a dumpster fire.
Okay.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it's not something one person can do. It takes a lot of people's effort, a lot of people coming forward. Like when something bad goes wrong, when a hack happens, when a bunch of people get hurt, when somebody gets defrauded, it takes a community to hold it together and hold people responsible on both fronts.
Absolutely. And that's why community is so important. I mean, nobody can do it alone.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't matter how great you are. Even Nexus, Sai, you guys are serious movers and shakers in the crypto space, but you guys are always drawing on the community and the teams and the friends and things like that. And I think that's one of the most important things that everybody can remember is you're not in this alone.
Yeah, and that's why it's important for me to say I wasn't absent-minded or forgetful. I'm really trying to pay attention, but you also want me to have an alcoholic beverage, so that hurts my attention, and then I have to deal with hackers in real time, and shit gets really depressing, and I'm sorry.
Just have your future self deal with the hackers. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're fine.
Right.
Darn it, I need to take a page from Cyril's book. You're right.
See? See?
Just have a whiskey on the rocks and forget it all.
You have another drink, it won't matter. Your future self won't care.
Yeah.
True, except for the hangover. Cheers!
Here you go, future self. So what do you got for us, Sai?
Everybody, go touch grass, right? Market's not going anywhere. Enjoy the weekend. spend some time with your family. And we'll see you all next week.
Cheers.
That was great. I love it. Well, Angela, come on. We're going around here.
I was trying to pawn it off on Alpha.
He doesn't have anything yet. That's why I'm putting him last.
I
'Cause,
know.
Yeah, he's still figuring it out.
One thing that I learned in recovery, the Serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity. Oh my God, I just went blank. That's happening a lot tonight. The serenity. Oh my God, never mind. Anyway, knowing the difference between things you can control and you can change and things that you can't, and is critical. There's a lot of things I want to change, that I want to have an impact on. However, I'm just little old me, and little old me just isn't going to make a big enough impact to change the world.
The
I'm gonna pass
locus
out my
of
share-
control.
Exactly. I'm going to pass out my share of ducks. Maybe, make somebody else's day a little better, or just make them smile. I'm going to keep crocheting and have an event coming up, but using, that's exactly it. But just do the little bit that you can. And kindness is key, especially in this crazy screwed up world we're in right now.
And even
is
you
key.
like atheists who don't believe in God, just replace God with Satan, and Satan's talking to you about agency.
And it just got weird again.
This is Friday. But you know what? I don't care if it's a doorknob that you believe in. But just believe in something.
I'm
And
sorry. I was just being inclusive.
I know.
You're good.
Me too. Even if it's a doorknob, or even if it's yourself, if you only believe in yourself, that's okay. Just be kind to everybody. Even the idiot that makes a bomb or an anthrax threat, like I got last week.
Whoa.
That's disgusting. We might have to talk more about that.
But yeah, but I still killed him with kindness on the phone, and I got my payment anyway. So
Amazing.
yeah, I'm a tax collector with a sense of humor. But it just be kind. Night, Con. Come see us again.
Later, Con. Catch you next week, buddy. So my wisdom, guys, is remember that in life, one of the most valuable things you can give somebody is time. Is give them your attention, your love, your compassion. Be honest with them. Be authentic and real. That's all anybody really wants in this world. We always say we want Lamborghinis and everything else. I could have asked Sai to give me $1 million or car, whatever. But you know what? Getting that song that was from his heart and from his soul is probably the most valuable thing there is. And I can tell you, that is one of the greatest gifts you can give anybody, is you, the real you. Not the facade, not the fake. Show them who you really are. And I guarantee that the ones who will connect with you will be drawn forward. And the ones who don't, they'll fall out of the wayside. But you know what? They weren't worth your time anyway. So be the real you. Go out there and be brave about it. Don't worry about it, because I guarantee the universe will put those people that really matter to you in your circles. And great thing is, we got a bunch of them right here. So go out, live your life to its fullest. Okay, Alpha, you had plenty of time. Come on, you're closing
Yes. Usually I just say something like, take everything as it comes, little by little. But today I'm going to say, screw all the material things. Just do things what makes you feel good in the sense of your spirit, Don't just do all the material nonsense. It doesn't matter. But if that little bit of kindness makes you feel good for the next week, then that's what you got to do. Do things that aren't going to give you a bit of a kick now, but it's going to give you that little bit of a, like, I've done something good and I feel that goodness in my heart, that sort of self-love by showing kindness to other people. At the end of the day, the only person that can love you the best is yourself. and the only way to show unconditional love outwards is to do that. So
Serve the network. So you're saying serve the network and not the net worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Well said. I like that. So
you put that on like
guys,
a bumper sticker.
yeah, that would be cool. There we
That
go.
would be
We're gonna make some shirts or something.
Brilliant.
Alpha match.
So everybody, I want to thank everybody up here at Nexus, Psy, Wild Angel, Alpha Cruise, and everybody in the audience. Thank you for hanging with us every Friday night. We'll catch you next Friday. Love you guys. Catch you next week.
Bye.
See ya.
I've walked through the fire, chased every shadow